friends, this is Cara-Renee with B.Reborn Art and Healing, coming to you with another tutorial for the using the Fairy Magic and Fairy Tea Party kits from My Porch Prints. I am making this envelope flippy thing. Kind of looks like a book. It's not going to be, it's not going to have a signature or anything, but I was just thinking about how I could make something interesting with my envelopes. So I'm not going to show you I'm not going to do the construction again for you, but I'll tell you what I did. So I took two envelopes that measure, let's see if I can get the proper measurements here, because it's going to be, I had to do some improvisation, which I'll explain to you in a second. So it looks like they're 7 1/4 by 5 1/4, which sounds about right. So what I did, probably what I should do though, let me do some quick marking here just so that I don't lose track of this. So and then we'll talk about the construction. So this is panel 1. This is all the stuff for panel 1. So I should have done this before, but I wanted you all to also see kind of what it was going to look like. So I'm just going to set that up there. And then we've got, let's do panel 2 as the back. So same kind of deal. It's got a pocket on the base. It's kind of a flippy envelope thing, so I had to kind of be creative about what I was going to put on the panels, because I didn't want everything to fall out. So that's 2, and then we're going to open it up, and what it does is it's going to flip up like this, which means, yeah, up like that, yep, and that's what we've got going on. So let me take these things out. That's what was moving around in there. So let's call this panel 3. This might be a 2-part video. We'll see how I do. We'll call this one panel 4. This is the only way I can keep track of envelope flippy things. As I've mentioned before, I don't do very well. It's hard for me to get my mind around things being backwards and upside down and things like that. So that is panel 4. So let's call this panel 5. So I'm just going to take that off. Panel 5. And then this will be panel 6. 6. I feel bad. I should have done this before I turned the camera on. I'm a little out of sorts, guys. Today I found out that my mom is getting worse and worse, and so potentially they're going to stop treatment for her cancer, and it is a complicated situation. So it's just a complicated situation. So I'm trying to process my own emotions, figure out what I need to do, want to do, what feels safe and right for me, and that's tricky sometimes. There's a lot of history. So I've got a lot on my mind, but I'm like, you know what? The best thing I can do is come into the studio and create. So that's what we're doing tonight. So this is what we did. So I took 4 envelopes that met with those measurements that I gave you. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I went ahead and I glued one envelope in, well, I guess it's this way. No, which way is it? Yeah, so they're glued inside of each other, basically. So that's our flip up. I used some medical tape to bind this together, so it has kind of a book binding, and I'll put some lace or something on there. And then I cut all the sides open. I did not make the tags for this, or I do have some ephemera here for the other portions, but I'm going to make a large tag that's going to go in each of these 4 different spots. So that's what we did there. So I thought we would go ahead, and if you want to see how I did this, I'm certainly happy to do that in another video. I'm just didn't want to do that tonight. So, but again, raise your hand if that's something you'd like to see. And I also, you probably noticed that this one is whole, like that, okay? But I had to cut this down, otherwise things would not be able to flip and fold and stuff. So that was the plan. So I think I'm going to start with panel 1. That makes sense to me. So I'm going to go ahead and turn that over. And I'm going to, I need to turn my whole pile over because I just undid those all upside down. So I'm going to go just ink as I go. And so I'll ink and ink the bits that go with it. Oh, that's one. Ink the bits that go with it, and then we'll glue them on together. I forgot to get my Fabri-Tac out, which is my preferred glue these days. So I'm going to get that all ready. And so here we go. I mean, technically you could ink this, after the fact. In fact, I think that's what we're going to do, is just ink that after. So let me just ink these bits. Okay, just getting to the last bit here. All of my ephemera is already double printed, so I printed coffee dyed or tea dyed paper on the back of all of my ephemera. So, and probably off camera, again, just because I like to keep videos shorter, is I will put some kind of tab or something on these bits. I will decorate the ephemera further, but I wanted to just show you how they're going to go together. So we're going to start with this one. I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to set that right there for a moment, and I'm going to go ahead and put my my Fabri-Tac on the back of this. I know what I forgot I wanted to say. The reason why I'm doing this envelope flippy thing, is I want to have something that's the fairy themed for the 3,000 subscriber giveaway. So if you've been following along, the grand prize for that is the Shabby Travel Journal, and it's using a kit also from My Porch Prints called Shabby Travel. So I thought it would be fun to go ahead and do something fairy related, because everybody's been following along with this journal, and so this is going to be one of the prizes for the goodness gracious, the 3,000 subscriber giveaway. So I'm going to go ahead and glue this on as well. I think on this I'm going to use my art glitter glue, just because I like to be able to control the flow. There we go. So let's get that pocket on there, and then we're just going to stick our bits in, and they may not stay. And then I'm going to pin this on. I'm going to just paper clip this on the front, because I'm not exactly sure what let's just do it. I want to put a little bit of lace on here. So I've got this lace that I'm going to use throughout this little envelope thingy. So how about we just, do we want it in the middle? Yeah, I actually think I want it in the middle, surprisingly. So I'm going to go ahead and just make sure I've got a good straight edge here. My big scissors, so I can get that straight on the side. And then we're just going to do that. So I'm just going to go about halfway and just go down a little bit. If you guys haven't checked out My Porch Prints, you gotta do it. Their kits are amazing. Amazing. I need a paper towel. I am ill prepared, guys. There we go. I am working hard at getting ready to do the cover, to start the cover for the lap book style of the fairy journal. I've got to go off camera here, or off screen, out of screen here, to cut this side off. I've never done this before, so this could be a disaster. I don't know. Anyway, I'm getting ready to do that. So I think I am just going to keep that simple and just put that right there. Everything doesn't have to be elaborate, although I think I would like to use some sticky squares. It's just occurring to me. I am getting ready to do a studio tour again because there's been so many changes in the studio, and I'm so excited to share with you how I've organized the things right around me. So it's incredible. Like, it makes all the difference in the world for being able to be productive and be able to, just like I just did, just reach and grab what I need, which is always awesome. So I'm just going to put some of these on the four corners just to pop it up a little bit, since we've got some bulky lace underneath. And this is not going to be in a journal, it's going to be a free floating piece. So here we go. Yeah. I don't know if we're going to get this done in one video with the way I'm fiddling. Let's see. Okay, we're just going to put that kind of in the middle-ish. That is not in the middle, I can look at it now, but we're going to center this as though it is in the middle. Goodness gracious, Cara-Renee. There we go. So that is our front. So again, I will be putting some stuff in there. So let's go ahead and do this. So let's go to 2. Oh, 2 is on the back. And I can ink around all those edges. In fact, I think what I'm going to do, guys, if you don't mind, is I'm going to go ahead and ink everything that I have here, and I'll be back with you, and then we'll be ready to just go through all of this very, very quickly. So I will be right back. Okay, I think the inking is done. That was a lot. I should have done that before I turned the camera on, but I wanted you to see how the panels were laid out. So let's move on. So we are on panel 2. So again, I will embellish these bits, some of them, not the jars. Aren't those just adorable? Cute as pie. Cute little cupcake, fairy cupcake, and some tags. So again, I will add some seam binding or something to those. So let's go ahead and get this on. So this is going on, this is panel 2. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Okay, these are not directional papers, so I did want to make sure I just put it opposite. There's this little symbol on this one. I wanted that to show on at least one of the panels, so I'm just going to strategically place that there. And I am using my Fabri-Tac because I need that time to kind of wiggle things and get them all situated. So there we go. We're going to put our pocket on, again using the Art Glitter Glue for precision. There we go. And the only reason why I'm putting pockets on these 2 panels is because, oh, that's a little long. Oh well. Is because they're not going to get tipped upside down because they just stay like that. So that was my kind of my reasoning there. So we're going to put these in here too. I'm going to kind of toggle those like so. Prettiness. And then do Do I want to put something under here? I think so. Let's go with that lace again. Why not? It's working for us. Boy, this is a mess. Got an unraveling going on here. Let me just trim that piece off. Okay. So we're going to do the same here, and I'm going to try to get it in about the same spot. I'm hoping. Not too worried about perfection though, as you know. Nobody's going to be examining this, I don't think. I'm still thinking about how I'm going to cover up that medical tape. And I used the medical tape because it's all I had, just at the ready to secure that the two envelopes together, the two packets. Oh, the two pieces, whatever you want to call it. There we go. And I just can still kind of adjust if that looks not, or looks pretty darn close. So I'm going to go ahead and try to trim that right there. Could have brought that over a little bit further. Let's see if we can slide it. Nope. That's okay. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and get the little cupcake on there. It's just really simple. I usually do things a little more elaborate, but you know, I'm feeling this. And often when I'm working on journals, I like to kind of mix it up a little bit and do something like this because it gets me kind of out of the, you know, the repetition of what I'm doing with a journal. So that is the back and that's the front. So let's go ahead and open her up. And we're going to go in number order here just for the ease of my memory. So this is panel 3, so that's going to be this one, and it's also going to be a pocket. So, and I did cut my thumb notches when I did my inking. Whoops, what did I drop? Hold on. Hold the fort, little fairy word. Okay, so when we do this though, because we're making pockets, whoops, yeah, that pocket's intact. It's going to be intact because in order, in case you haven't seen this, in order to have this be a side pocket, which if I can get my hands on it right here. Oh, I got to kind of tear that up because just a little bit. Well, we can get something that'll fit in there. These were flopping around while I was trying to work, and so I did glue them down. So you want to make sure that you don't put glue here because otherwise it will close this pocket up. So I'm going to use my art glitter glue along this spot here up at the top. I'm hoping that this is going to work because I didn't do a prototype. I just kind of winged it. So then with the Fabri-Tac we're going to go the rest of the way. I'm going to put it directly on the envelopes. I'm going to go all the way up here. And then that way our pocket will be retained. And if I need to put more off to that right side, I can always fuss with that in a moment. And just get a little bit there too. Okay. I chose this print to go here, so fingers crossed guys, because I didn't really test this out. So although all my panel pieces are cut the same size, so in theory it should work. So I'm going to grab my metal ruler, which is what I like to just automatically stick in here just to make sure that nothing is getting glued shut. So we're just going to get that in there. It looks good. Looks really good. So our pocket is intact. So good to do that right at the get-go though, so you don't lose track. So we're going to glue this pocket on. Put that pocket on. I did kind of, as you probably noticed, I'm mixing and matching these pieces so that they're different. They're complementary, but they're different. So that is that. And then we've got a couple of journal cards that are going to pop in here. Cute little dragon. I think that's one of my favorite images in the Fairy Tea Party kit. And then debating on this. I think I'm going to hold on this and do it off camera because I don't think I want to do the exact same thing as I did on the front. So I'm putting that down, and then my glue has already come up, so let me just fix that really quick. I am not very patient when it comes to pockets and such, so I shouldn't have stuck anything in there quite that soon, so I'm just going to let that go ahead and sit. It's all fixable. So let's go to 4. So I'm going to go ahead and just speed through this, guys, because it's the same exact thing over and over and over again. Again, just retaining that pocket is what I'm going for. This time I'm going to use my Fabri-Tac just because I feel like being faster. Sorry if you hear the TV in the other room. The walls are thin. My husband is watching television. Smallville, to be specific. We love that show. I don't sit very often, though, and watch TV. Although today I did come home and did a good deal of crying, and then I turned a movie on and fell asleep, so must have been what I needed. So again, I will be adding frou-frou to these tabs or whatever I want. So that's that. And I'm going to do the same with this. I'm not exactly sure what I want to do with that little label, so we're going to hold on that. So not too far to go here, guys. So this one, let me talk to you about this one. I was trying to find a way that I could put some ephemera on these bits that are always going to be flipping and flopping, right? They're going to go upside down when this is opened. So the kit has these little envelopes, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my panel down, and then I'm going to glue this on top, just on the 4 sides, you know, the base, and then these are going to fit in it. So it's going to be epic, and I don't have to put a Velcro or anything on it. It's just going to be, perfect. It's going to work great. So this is, oh, whoops. This is 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, this is 5 over here. And so you can see I went opposite. So this has this background. So I put this background, same with this. This is going to be the green striped. So that's just my theory. And so again, we're going to follow that same principle, making sure that we don't glue that space shut. I had a little trouble using the Fabri-Tac, so I'm going to go back to the art glitter glue just for this edge here. That is good. Okay, let's get this in place. Hopefully without too much trouble. Looks pretty good. It might be have a little bit of an overhang on this piece, so I will deal with that momentarily. Once it's dry, I think we've got some, yeah, we've got a little bit of an overhang, but we'll let that dry for a moment and then we'll come back to it. So I've already inked all the edges. This is, lots of times I like to leave these for a writing space, but in this case we're not. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to use my art glitter glue just because I want a fast stick so that I can mess with this and put the stuff in the pockets. So that's just a thing to keep in mind when you're deciding what glues you want to use, is your art glitter glue is going to give you a fast adhesion. Fabri-Tac takes a little bit longer. Did I say art glitter? This is art glitter glue, guys. I don't know what I said. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to put it like so, and we're just going to try to aim for the center as best we can. Again, not worried about perfection in any way, shape, or form. Just going to slide that a little bit. And look top to bottom, it looks to be pretty okay. It's a little late now. So there we go. And so these little bits are going to fit on the inside, so I cut them down so they would fit in there. And then this closes up like this. So I'm going to get it all in place, and then we're going to flip these, kind of like closing a cardboard box, like that. So I will be right back, guys. Okay, sorry about that. So our little bits are in there, and we're going to do the same here. I'm going to speed through this, guys. Something happened with this particular set of panels. I'm not sure. We will fix that. We will fix it. Our little, this is different than this one. It's got some different designs on it, so we're going to do the same. We're going to use our glitter glue. You got to move fast with this art glitter glue though, so you have to be okay with imperfection when you're using art glitter glue. Okay, so these are the bits that are going to fit in that one. Super cute, guys. If you have not checked out these kits, you've got to do it. Oh, they're putting out some amazing kits. They just put out a stained glass window kit. I'll have to talk to you about that and the meaning of that when I start working with the kit, because it is like so meaningful to me, stained glass is. So I will have to share that with you. So let's go ahead and close this baby up. Super easy. So the person who gets this can just pop those open, and it's beautiful. Look at that. It's perfect. Okay, so now I'm going to flip this over. Well, I have to do it like this, otherwise I'll get confused. Let's go ahead and trim these really quick, because I don't want to fiddle. Once I get stuff glued down on this other side, I don't want to fiddle with it. So I'm just going to trim off that excess of the paper. I'm not sure what happened there, but something was off. It's okay. As I've mentioned before, most things can be resolved. So, and if they can't, then you know, I just am okay with things not being as I want them to be. So, ouch! I just cut my finger. Don't bleed on stuff. Come on, Cara-Renee. It's just a little... Oh my word, child. Let's try this again. Oh, my whole body in the shot here. That's good enough for me. Okay, so as I was mentioning, I do have to keep them like this, otherwise I'll start doing stuff upside down, and that will be bad. And then off camera I'll probably do the lace and stuff here. We'll see how time is going, because I can't pause my camera. I just have to keep it running and just cut out all that inking and stuff. My webcam on my Mac computer does not have the ability to be paused, which is frustrating. So this one we don't have to worry about any pockets, because this is the solid base. So we're going to go ahead and glue that on. Okay, and then I move that up. So we're going to just get this glued on, get it moved around a little bit there, so that this piece was cut correctly. Weird. I need to ink that though now. We've got an uninked edge. Okay, so what we're doing here is I have these envelopes. So again, they're opposite of each other. So we're going to put this one on this. I'm going to put a Velcro dot on here. I did not prepare anything yet to go in the envelopes, but I will do that off camera. So I'm just going to use these those really, really thin Velcro dots, which I love. So we're going to just put that in place and put that one on top, and that way we know that they're going to line up. Close it up. Boom. Boom, boom. Now normally with this I would leave it as a pocket, but because I don't want anything falling out as this flips and flops. We're just gonna let it be an envelope. Let's just let it be what it is. So I'm gonna just use my Fabri-Tac just because I don't need to mess with it. It can have time to dry. Oh my goodness, sloppy gluing. Sloppy gluing. And then there we go. So we're gonna put that right there. Oh, I love the look of that. I love it. So isn't that awesome? So nothing's going to fall out of it, but it'll still be able to have little bits of stuff in it. So this is our last one, and we'll see. I'm trying to calculate. We might be okay to play around with the lace for that. I think I actually have some in my basket right nearby, so we'll see if we want to do that or not. So we're going to go ahead and put this one on as well. This took a lot of time to prepare, you guys. If you've done this kind of work before, preparing the panels and cutting them all is like, oh my goodness, it takes forever. But better to do it before you turn the camera on, because then you don't have to put your viewers through that misery, because it is misery. So I'm just going to ink this edge really quick, see if I can do it with my left hand, which is my right hand in the monitor. Freaky. Okay. Oh, I didn't glue that shut. I guess we don't have to. Check that out. So a person could actually write on that. Ooh, except these are white, which I don't like, but I might cut those off. We'll see. So we're going to do the same. My plan was to actually glue the whole thing shut. In fact, I'm going to go ahead. Well, I better leave them on. How about I fold them back? Because now I can't do it with that one though. Doggone it. I'm probably going to come back and glue that shut just to do things the same. So I'm going to glue this one. Super easy envelopes. I just this was the original digital, and that the envelope was on, and I just printed on the back of the whole piece of paper, and I was able to get this result. Oh, I didn't ink this edge. Goodness gracious, Cara-Renee. Okay, get that glued down. Another Velcro. I love these little Velcro dots. They're so handy. So right there. And close it. And go ahead and open this one up and go ahead and glue that really quick. Awesome, awesome. There we go. Oh, I didn't ink that. I didn't ink that. I am so not with it, you guys. I'm so sorry. There we go. Hopefully that'll still stick down. Okay, so let's go ahead and glue this down. I think I will just cover the binding here, the center section off camera, just so I don't keep you guys. You'll be able to kind of see what I did in the photos at the end of the video. So I hope that you enjoyed the project, and I hope that you'll get your envelopes out and play around, see what you can come up with, because it's when you start looking at them and turning them in your hands, you sort of start getting ideas about what you could do with them. I will also probably be doing a little bit of decorating on these, but that is our little interesting fairy magic fairy tea party flippy thing. So it's going to go like that, just like that. And so I will finish it up, and you'll be able to see close-up photos at the end. So thank you guys so much for stopping by. Take care. Bye-bye.